GM, everybody. It's Friday. 7, Corey, pop it in the Twitter space. Y'all throw a thumbs up if you can hear me. I think I got this thing squared away. All right, let's here we go. Let's get this thing unhooked. Bluetooth Roadcaster. All right. All right. I think we're locked and loaded for the day, baby. Let's go. It is Friday, March 3rd, 10 a.m. here on the East Coast, the United States of America. It's pizza day. It's Friday. We got one more work day to get through. If you got a desk job, if you got a 9 to 5, if you just got some Web3 work to do today, you got one more day before the weekend, baby. And then it's time to get a little mental health rest.
Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes. Can you guys hear me now? I was muted. Didn't even realize that. This Twitter thing, man, I'll tell you what.
What's up, Jay?
What's up? How we doing? How's everybody feeling this morning on Friday?
It's a fantastic morning, even though it's still raining here.
Dude, I was thinking this morning when because my daughter and I got up early and we came down. I was like, man, we're gonna go outside and do a little walk. And as soon as I looked outside, I was like, you got to be kidding me! It's raining again. Oh man, I can't wait! Can't wait to get to Texas.
Oh, we had a tornado warning here last night.
Oh really?
Yeah, it came in rough, and then next thing you know, it was like 48 degrees this morning. So it brought in some cool weather.
Oh wow! It's always weird. I think in March if you get cold weather in Texas, something ain't right.
Yeah. Turbo's here. 7. We got Corey. We've got Mind of Ramey. I just retweeted out the room. Hope everyone is listening on YouTube. Win Media doing big things. Web3 breakfast, and it's pizza day. I'm definitely going to have my pizza for dinner.
There we go. Breakfast is served, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to line on up to the coffee machine. I got my cup right here. I'm rocking the Girl Dad mug today. That's my special Friday mug. Feeling good. The last couple of days, I got to tell you what, my coffee ratio was a little off to the water. Wednesday and Thursday, my wife even said something. She's like, I'm feeling a little jittery. I think I put too much coffee grinds for the water ratio, so we got zooted the last couple of days. I tried to tone it down a little bit today. My hands are not as sweaty, so I think we got the magic formula down. But GM, everybody.
Yo, Jay, I'm gonna need some of that. I'm gonna need some of your extra strength coffee. I am hurting so bad. I'm so tired, bro.
You living that West Coast life on the East Coast hours, huh?
Oh my God, man! I can't do this. I'm old.
It's a jet lag. Look, you've never been zooted until on an empty stomach you drink a triple shot coffee drink. Let me tell you.
Oh man, I can only tell you. I can tell you exactly how the jitters feel. Plus that kind of that acid coffee in your stomach feeling when you got no food in there, but you load it up full of high octane Java. I'll tell you, I know that feeling exactly.
Hey, I gotta ask, Final. When you were overseas, did you ever have tiger's blood off the street market? It's the energy drinks with the nicotine in it.
I didn't, but I did have the Turkish coffee, and oh my God, dude! For one, they only give you a tiny little cup, but it feels like you drink 20 cups of coffee, and it's literally, it's like a little kid making you like a mud water drink. That's what it looks like. That stuff is potent.
That's the crazy one. Like if you've seen the video, it's basically like they're just like moving around a pile of beans, and then they put a cup of coffee on it, and then all of a sudden it like boils up, and then they pull it off really quick before it boils over, and it's like perfectly made of coffee, right? That Turkish stuff.
Yeah, Turbo's probably had some. You'd be surprised. Like all through Europe and then in the Middle East, Turkish coffee is like a big thing.
Is it? So let me ask you guys a question. I've had Cuban coffee. I've never had Turkish coffee. What's the difference between Cuban coffee and Turkish coffee?
It's probably about 10 times as strong.
Oh,
You only get a little bit. So like it's imagine like a little bit bigger than a shot glass, and that's all you get. Like you can't drink a full coffee mug of Turkish coffee unless you want to like kill over.
just get like a caffeine blast. Now here's the deal. I've had 3 Bang energy drinks in a day before, so that's 900 milligrams of caffeine. On top of that, probably had 4 or 5 cups of coffee. That was always the threshold. Like I could do 2 Bang energies in a day and be totally fine. If I ever hit that third one, RIP sleep, man. There ain't no way I'm going to bed that night. But that was between 2 and 3. That was the number. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I definitely feel that, Jay. I did that one time, man. Working construction, my buddy, we had picked up these energy drinks, and my uncle was like, "I don't want mine," so I just drank his real fast. I drank mine. Next thing I know, I had about 4 or 5 of these things in, and my heart was just racing like crazy. And my veins are popping out. I can see them thumping. It was incredible. But you want to talk about getting some construction done in some Crocs? I'm telling you, I got it done.
Were you running the old skill saw with the Crocs on?
Hell yeah, you know it.
Dude, the worst thing ever, right? And they have different stuff you can take now, but back then, we were getting ready to go on a 5-mile run, it's military stuff, and I didn't know we were going to go for a run. I thought we were just going to work out, and I had took pre-workout. You are not supposed to do cardio after pre-workout. It hurts really bad. And then here comes this C4. But C4 literally has you scratching like a freaking fiend on the street if you don't work out right after taking it. And like I canceled my workout, so I had all this C4 in my system, and I was like getting hot flashes. I was like scratching myself. I was paranoid. I'm like sweating. I'm like hearing colors and seeing sounds. and and the next thing you know, they pull C4 off the market because soldiers were popping positive on their drug test for it.
Ooh.
And there was something that was in the batch that was making soldiers pop positive. It's back now. They say they've removed the ingredient, but it's crazy just not knowing sometimes what you're putting in your body.
Dude, literally that first round when what was it, C4? C2?
Yeah.
When it first came out, literally, I had that same thing. I had tried the pre-workout. I have never in my life felt like that ever. Same thing. That's like, I think about as close as you can feel to being the Incredible Hulk. And I take testosterone, but I never felt like that in my entire life. Except for
it's quite a surge. And well, for one, it's loaded with caffeine. So like that little tiny cap that you're pouring into like some water or something like that, it's equivalent to like drinking, 3-4 bangs and then taking protein on top of it. So like when you work out, like you're actually supposed to pump that stuff out of your system, because what it's doing is it's basically simulating the fight response in your body and negating the flight response. And so if you don't pump that stuff out of your body, your adrenaline is in overdrive and your body doesn't know what to do with itself because it can't get it out.
Whew. That's a great way to explain that. I like that. You got to get it.
I don't know. I missed.
Go ahead, Turbo.
No, finish.
No, it's all good. I was done.
Okay, cool. Damn, I'm sorry, man. It's just West Coast time over here. You know what I'm saying? It's just doggone communism over here. I was gonna say I didn't get to quite hear the thing about the C4, but I just like take the scoop, put a little bit of water in my mouth, put the whole scoop right in my mouth, and just swallow the whole thing.
You're one of those guys.
Sheesh.
Yeah, bro. Takes too much damn time to drink it. You know what I'm saying?
That's when you're trying to get it to hit right away. Like I would see people do that like right before walking into the gym because they don't have to wait for like the body to absorb it all. So they just dump the scoop in their mouth, take a quick drink of water, and then like bam, in like 2 minutes it hits your system.
It's great. I wish I had some right now. I'd be back on top.
I tell you what, sometimes you don't need it. Like, like the coffee thing. Like I put up a tweet this morning that I was straight up vibing to some Quavo. Dude, I had the 25s and I probably did about 10 sets. I was doing like not push-ups. I don't even know all the exercise I was doing, but I was vibing, right? And I didn't have any pre-workout, just a little coffee, but I was in my office here getting pre-showed, ready to go, doing some curls for the girls. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we do it. It's Friday. So I do want to say GM, everybody. Thank you for popping up. This is Web3 Breakfast. Make sure that we retweet the room. Let's get some more folks in here because we are going to get into the show. I got a couple articles that I've looked at that I'd like to discuss. The first one that we'll get into is what's going on with Silvergate, what's going on with the crypto markets. Is this going to get us to the price levels that we have been talking about for a couple of weeks? Plus, we've got the Shanghai upgrade coming up soon. I'm hoping that we see that 30% dip because I'm picking up, baby. And then I want to look at, there was an article about NFT sales surged to $2 billion. It was one of the highest levels we've seen in a long time, but it's all because of that wash trading on Blur. So we want to get into that. See, is that wash trading on Blur putting another black stain on the industry? Who knows? But we'll get into that a little bit later. So let's get through some house cleaning really quick, and then we'll get into that first article. Like I said, we're seeing some negative action on the crypto markets overall. Everything's down a couple percent. You got Bitcoin down almost 4.5%, ETH down about 3.5%, a little bit more than that. You got BNB down 2.75%. So it's a red day in the crypto markets, guys. The only thing that I'm seeing green in the top 10 is Tether. We love to see Tether holding strong at $1. I think technically when we see it at 99 cents is a good thing for the markets. When it's at $1.01 is when it's bad. So looking at that ETH chart really quick, there is a massive red candle today with a big wick and a blood diamond on top of that. So use caution if you were trying to DCA in. Just keep looking. Just keep waiting. Pop on over really quick, and you guys, you can, when we do these live streams, I forgot to say before we hopped in, but we do live stream to not only do the Twitter space, but we live stream to Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So I do have some screens that I'm sharing here, kind of going through this stuff. NFTgo.io, we are at 41 on the market sentiment barometer. So things have cooled down a little bit. We were at 51 last week, so we'll see what happens over the next couple months here. But remember, the Bitcoin halving is next year. Expect the markets to kind of react to that news. All right, let's get into our first article. First Mover America's crypto markets sinking on Silvergate. One of the things that I had looked up on here was, here we go. So Thursday, so yesterday, Coinbase, Circle, Paxos, Crypto.com, Bitstamp, CBOE Digital Markets, Galaxy Digital, and Gemini all announced that they're going to suspend automated clearinghouse transfers and other business operations with Silvergate Bank. Is this a bad thing for crypto, or does crypto not even need a bank? What do you guys think?
It's a stifling moment, and here's why. A lot of the major players go through organizations like Silvergate. Even Michael Saylor, right? He owes them, I think, like $250 million, and you can't go in like Coinbase, right, and purchase $20 million of Bitcoin. You can't go in crypto.com and purchase $10 million of Bitcoin, right? And because people ask me about that all the time, like, hey, I just got an account. I have a $300 limit. Well, that's all you can purchase. So these major players look to organizations like Silvergate to make that happen. And then everything falls apart. Well, it may fall apart, but then there's still a debt involved. How does that debt get solved? Now, Bitcoin's in the way. So you have people trying to liquidate assets versus take loans to cover losses and stay in the game, but at the same time going public about removing themselves from working with Silvergate. We saw this with Robinhood. We saw this with obviously FTX. We saw this with Celsius. We saw this with a couple other organizations. And in the short term, it does sting, right? It's what we call the black swan event. Ultimately, I think we have to find a better way if these major players are going to get involved instead of going through a Silvergate, because what they basically did is put false promises out there during a time where the market conditions were great for it. When the bear market came and people were taking 70, 80, 90% losses, well, how do you sustain, taking care of them after losses of that nature? So you don't see organizations like Tesla dealing with this because, well, as much as people may have hated Elon for selling, at the same time, in my opinion, it was a smart move. Take your profits.
That is, one of those life lessons that everybody should listen to. Is you always got to take your profits, no matter, and you have to realize when you're dealing with public companies, they also have shareholders to respond to, so they have to take profits. They literally have to take profits. So like when you see a lot of like coins that come out, and it's specifically in coins, right? And they launch and they got their TGE, the token generating event, right? And then all of a sudden you see the price absolutely dip, and you're like, oh, these fucking influencers are selling their coins. No, bozo, it's not the influencers. It's the big entities behind all of it that dump their coins. It's the sell pressure. We talk about it every time there's any kind of staking, any kind of rewards that you get, any kind of token unlock, any kind of allocations that go to private sales. The moment those tokens are released, they get sold. People take profits. If you're just a retail investor, you got to start doing that yourself. You got to learn how to play that game. Take the profits. Like right now, like if you think, man, I was looking at something the other day. There was a coin that had popped like 15%. We're like, well, this is the time that you sell because we know there's going to be a lot of volatility in this market. Like it's not going to just keep going up. At some point, it's going to correct itself. So, that whole profit thing and taking profits, there's no shame in that game, baby. You got to take your profits.
I love what you said there. Know the game that you're playing, right?
it.
How important is that? If you don't even know where you are on the court, how are you playing?
Yeah, that's very important. And also the space understanding there's a difference between whale investment and retail investment. There's a big difference between whale profit taking and retail panic. A lot of times what happens is it's a whale profit taking and it's not retail profit taking subsequent to it. It's retail panic. And it takes an estimate, around $100 million to move Bitcoin just 1%. So if you see Bitcoin drop 10, 15, 20%, that's not the whale doing that. It's a cause and effect, right? The cause was the whale taking profit. The effect was the public news and retail panicking. And I actually created a chart where I showed the exact moment Tesla took profits when the news went viral, and the crash had nothing to do with the profits. They're already in the clear. It was retail panicking to it. And so that panic effect is where we have to start educating everyone to look, there's no reason to do it. You are self-sabotaging, so to speak. We see that a lot in this space. And so I think the charts being down and stuff like that is just a minimal self-sabotage to the news of Silvergate, right? It has no effect on what's in your private wallets, right? It only has an effect when you leave things where you shouldn't, right? We tell you all the time, not your keys, not your crypto. So when an exchange goes insolvent, or because they have a dealing with like a Silvergate or something of that nature, or you invested into like a private holding that took a loan from Silvergate, well, not your keys, not your crypto. So it's kind of like subliminal self-sabotage.
Absolutely. Not your keys, not your cheese, and that includes your NFTs. That's what I've been liking to say lately. And Ardo, like what you said, I think it a very simple way for people to understand this is you buy the rumor and you sell the news. You play that game. That's how it is. And when we talk about profit strategy and profit taking, I had learned something last year, and this to me is kind of really, I think, the model moving forward. And what I'd like to tell people is that when you get to the point where you're screenshotting your portfolio to send it to somebody, that's your time to take your profits. That's literally the time to get out. If I were to look back last year, before I got demolished leverage trading, when I honestly did that, I took a screenshot of my portfolio and I sent it to my buddy who got me into crypto. And I said, motherfucker, we did it. And I didn't take profits. And then, what happens. But so that's why moving forward, the moment you screenshot your portfolio and think that you got to send it to somebody saying, look what I did, that's when you got to sell. Just sell it all and just sit on the sidelines and just wait for the cycle. It's a cycle. Think of it like a wheel. And if you did that, like I know somebody who he cashed out, well before November of 2021, when I think we started to, that was when Bitcoin, hit that 69,000 and started going down. He cashed out. We all thought that he was an idiot. Turns out he was the winner. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you think that you have got a nice little portfolio going for yourself, that's when it's time to tap out, stable it off, and then just wait for the next run. That's my opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, Turbo.
No, I was just gonna make a quick comment. That's so funny. Final, we did our mutes at the mics at the same time. I was just gonna say the whole Tesla thing, man. Like when you talk about people being scared and all that stuff. I remember my parents being like, "Tesla, that's stupid. And ain't nobody gonna drive electric cars. They don't even have car lots. That's so dumb." Look at us now.
It's all of it.
Yeah,
It's that disruption of technology.
That's true. And look, make sure, just to reset the room, everyone, make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you hit that share button and bring some more people into this Web3 breakfast. It's pizza day. We're up here with Jay Chains, Turbo. We have Lady Boss Nat in the building. We've got Chris. We've got young Ada in the building. And before we move on to the next article, I know the audience has heard me talking with Jay Chains and Turbo about a special NFT I'm doing, but there's also a lot of research and something I sent to them, which I know it's been a topic about wallet vulnerabilities or blockchain vulnerabilities and things of that nature. I said this to them. I said, so after doing some equations, Bitcoin SHA-256 is safe in the short term, as in the next 10 to 20 years. However, quantum cryptography does already exist, but only at the max power of 433 qubits. And that's by the most powerful standard and the most expensive one built on Earth right now. This will be equivalent to around 130 to 140 teraflops. To give you guys an idea of what that relative power is, a GTX 4090 graphics card has an overclocked output of 1 teraflop. So in essence, by human calculation, it would take you 300,000 years of handheld calculations every second to determine what a quantum Grover's algorithm can solve in totality in just 1 second.
That's big. That's one of those mind blown mic drop moments for you.
So when it comes, it means that a quantum computer could get into that vulnerability in a matter of 8 hours.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy? It makes you stop and take a breath. Like, ooh, am I in over my head? Like, what do I do? What do I do when technology like that hits somebody's hands and they want to do something, bad with it?
Will AI speed that up?
It won't speed it up, but it is helping me with the vulnerability and the clash I keep having with it right now. It's like, hey, you've solved it, but there's no need to insert it in the code because it's going to clash with the code by having post-quantum cryptography protection. So what that means is that if there is an attempt to crack into the smart contract, the post-quantum cryptography protection basically throws up the wall, right? It's like having a firewall. So imagine an NFT with a firewall in it. And that's essentially what that would be. However, there's not a computer strong enough right now to have a use of that firewall, right? It's kind of like if you had the tech for ABS in 1940, but there was no need for ABS in 1940.
The technology for the future. That's it right there, man. Quantum computing is insane. You know what I mean? I've watched some videos on quantum computers and stuff, and that thing is insane. They said they, like the equivalent of like us having dial-up, and then like the speed that we have now times 100 is like what quantum computing. And it's kind of crazy because quantum computers, they have like heartbeats. They're like,
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The one I seen was built like built like an obulus. It was like built like that, man. And it actually like it has like a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's insane. Well, I mean, look, I don't know if any of you have a GTX 4090, but its technology is absolutely ridiculous, right? It's ahead of its time. And again, think of how powerful that card is, and it's still only equivalent to 1 teraflop. So it's less than 100th of the capacity of the current max level quantum computer. So imagine what a computer like that in the wrong hands does when we're senior citizen age, right? It's the tech is going to be insane. So we're already in the tech race, but the tech race right now is the race to dominate the space. And that race is going to come in the form of the gaming organizations, right? Because right now, gaming is what moves a lot of money around the world. Look at Asia, look at mobile gaming. And actually today is a very, very big day for Web3 gaming, as there are massive events that I'll be speaking at about the future of Web3 gaming.
Heck yeah. If you want, Ardo, go ahead and post that up in the nest so that everybody's got the opportunity to go to that space. I would appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'll throw some other things up. I got a couple other spaces going on today myself, so we'll get some more links going up there. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. GM, Lady Boss, how are you?
Doing good, GM. How are you doing? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Sorry, my voice is like gone. I don't know. I'm gonna try some tea and see if it'll come back again. But happy Friday. I am excited to be here, as always. I love Web3 breakfast with all of you. This is the best way to start my days for sure.
Heck yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for being here. I know, we were talking yesterday right before we got off the show. I had missed a DM from you, and you were looking to you want to do a giveaway today?
Yes, let's do it.
Cool. All right. So we're going to give, was it the Puff Puff Panda, the pizza one? Is that what we were talking about, right?
Yes.
I love it. All right, so let's do something. If you want to throw something up in the nest, you want to put a tweet together, throw something up in the nest, and then we'll get back to that, and then everybody's gonna get a chance to, like, if you're in this space, and you probably got to get some more people in here. I'm sure that's going to be one of the qualifications, but you could win yourself an NFT of a panda eating a piece of pizza, and I think that's perfect for Pizza Day. So thank you, Lady Boss Nat.
Thank you, Lady Boss. And I'm sorry I gave you the thumbs up too. I hate the thumbs up. I wish they would change that. I feel like that is just good job, buddy. You know, like good job.
Yeah, like as someone myself, like I do like the, like I know it as hook 'em, or like, wherever you put like the two fingers up, your index finger and your pinky. You know what I'm saying? I use that emoji all the time. Like I want that in Twitter Spaces. Obviously we need a little bit more work on the platform itself before we start doing little fancy upgrades, but that's what I want to see. I'd like to see that versus a thumb up. I think that'd be a way better option.
I feel like
is the thumb up a thumb up, or is it a big L on your forehead? Like, I don't know what you're doing when you give me a thumb up.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate the thumbs up. Like when I accidentally hit it, and I'm always like, oh man, I hope they don't think I'm a jerk now. Like, good job, you're gonna know a good giveaway.
Good job,
yeah, you're
buddy.
right though. I can see like Elon like at a big conference table, like, Twitter's been crashing a lot, and he's like, shut your mouth, give me something different. And they're like, I did hear J Chains wants some new emojis. That's the shit that I want to be working on. That's what I'm talking about. We need more emojis. Who cares if it crashes? Let's just make it happen.
Oh my God, I just got an email and a DM from Elon saying, hey, We heard that you're looking for a nice upgrade. We got you, dog. Nice. Thanks, Uncle Elon.
He's the best.
The best uncle.
So, Final Frontier, you're big in the gaming space. Are you familiar with the Unity platform and the people that are creating stuff with their tools?
Yes, I'm pretty familiar with Unity. I'm familiar with Core. I'm familiar with it all, actually.
Hell yeah. Is it cool if I put something on the Jumbotron, show y'all a little Unity project? It's on their website, and I don't think enough people know about it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, Young Ada, man.
Thanks,
I've
man.
been meaning to say, man, shouts out to you, bro. That's my homie right there. We go way back, like 2 flats on a Cadillac. So I was happy to see you pull up, man. I just hadn't had that chance to jump in and say, what up, bro?
What's up, dude? Yeah, no, me and Turbo been kicking it in Twitter Spaces for longer than I'd probably like to admit to anybody. If anybody's out here shaking hands and talking to people about music and Web3, it's definitely Turbo. Shout out to you, fam.
100%.
No,
man.
I'll-
Young, you got my follow, man. Any homies a Turbo or homies of mine?
Did you just say 2 flats on a Cadillac?
yeah, I never understood exactly like what that saying means. But I just think it sounds cool rolling off the
So
tongue.
you don't know what the saying means?
Does that mean that
No, I'm
the
just saying-
tires are unreliable?
I got your back like 2 flats on a Cadillac. Come on, think about it.
Like you can rely on that Cadillac getting a flat tire because those tires suck. They got bad
Right.
rubber.
They sucked, but guess what? You still drove that motherfucker.
Well, it was a
Yeah.
Cadillac.
I hadn't heard that in forever. I was just making sure I heard the right thing. Like, oh, it's coming back. It's coming back. I love it.
Has anybody? Speaking of Unity, did anybody hear that Unity is now partnering with
MetaMask.
IMX?
Oh, do tell, please. We do a lot
yeah.
of Unity work ourselves.
They apparently just hopped on board to IMX's marketplace. So a bunch of Unity games are going to be on L2 through the GameStop marketplace and through IMX's marketplace.
Oh, nice. I
I
need
saw-
to pass it on to Dave.
I saw
That's really
MetaMask
cool.
did something too. I think MetaMask partnered with Unity as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going on in the background, and I don't know if anybody saw this on the stock part of the life of the market, but BlackRock defaulted on one of their huge bond payments yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
BlackRock of all people. Huh.
They did, and well, this is the problem with a lot of those organizations, as well as the whales that are part of them. A lot of their portfolios are actually debt. Believe it or not,
Most
right.
of them.
they're debt, and one deal goes sideways and it busts up like 10 other deals, and then it turns into just a massive fallout. And but look, when it comes to what you were talking about before that, I like the MetaMask idea. I think MetaMask is more difficult for people to use than some of the other wallets. I do like what Unity is doing. I like what Core is doing. Core does allow for people to kind of they can make their own game, right? Even if it's not something you want to put out there for the masses to play, you can create your own game in like a day. But I'm really loving what Unreal Engine 5 is bringing to the table. Let me tell you, that is absolutely insane. If you know anything about game logic, right? Game logic is how a game is actually being built. And so what you're doing is you're creating, let's say, you're creating a stage, and then you branch off from that stage of what capabilities will be available within that stage, what characters have access to it, what the characters are going to wear, all these different things. And then there's blockchain incorporation. So most games, obviously, even in Web3 space, they're built off-chain. What Starless doing is something new. We've never seen someone do this. So they're actively building the game on chain.
So, okay, if nobody minds, I'd love to dive into that a little bit. So if it's on chain, what? Because I've seen a couple of games try to build on chain, and what has always happened from what I've seen with well, actually, no, even that one's having problems, is the gas fees on the transactions are just crushing it for any kind of playability using on-chain methodology.
Well, they're using Solana, so it's. I mean, the transactions are literally fractions of a penny.
That's where I was going. Just trying to see what the solutions are going to be, because a lot of the ones I've seen on ETH or a couple other ones, the gas, just like, well, we got to wait till gas is cheaper. So it's on Solana. That's very cool. Yeah, we built ours on Solana as well.
Well, in batch transaction too, right? You got micro transactions and you have batch transactions. So where a lot of games went wrong in Ethereum is it's like, okay, it's your turn. Well, this turn is a transaction, and okay, it's your move, and this move is a transaction. Well, why not batch, right? So that's what they're doing. And then sharding is also a thing. So you'll see games starting to use sharding as a technique as well.
Not to be confused with sharding.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah,
For anybody.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Turbo.
Yeah, no, thanks. That was that's the road I wanted to wind up getting down, just to make sure that what I'm hearing, what I'm thinking, is the same thing as what other people are seeing. So awesome, thanks. That's very cool. I think that incorporated the two on a gasless or on a chain with almost no gas, I think this might have legs. But doing it on this traditional larger chains, I don't know.
Yeah, the one thing I'll tell you, man, if anybody's interested, or if you like game logic, definitely work in the sandbox. Sandbox games, I mean, they have like a really dope like game logic setup. It's like really simple. It's a lot of if this then this statements. And if you're into that kind of stuff, man, it is actually a lot of fun. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, and you're interested, do a little research, because you'll actually find that it's kind of fun and it's actually pretty easy.
So J-Change, did you want to bring up the next article?
Yes, I'm yeah, and then I'll get that tweet up so that we can get the giveaway rolling for that. Dude, this Puff Panda is dope. It is so cool. I will get that tweet going in just a few minutes here, Lady Boss. But yeah, the next article that we were going to talk about today is the NFT sales surging to $2 billion in February. Now, this article coming out of Decrypt, saying that the trading surpassed a whopping $2.04 billion last month, up 117% from $941 million back in January. The one thing that they're saying is $1.13 billion of the February month was Blur's trading volume. And that that could be considered from all that wash trading. Crypto Slam, the leading platform for NFT tracking sales, announced that they would remove $577 million worth of Blur trading due to market manipulation. But then you've got other platforms like Dap Radar. I think Dap Radar is probably a little bit bigger than Crypto Slam. They said, due to bidding logic used by Blur, most trades performed by Blur farmers are bypassing the wash trading logic. Head of research at Dap Radar, Pedro Herrera, said, "We're currently looking into this, but we won't be flagging all Blur sales as wash trades." So I thought that was interesting. I mean, I think with this whole Blur and OpenSea war, to me, I think that this wash trading thing is total bullshit. Franklin, I understand that he's good for the ecosystem in some regards. But when you see these guys trading $4 million worth of NFTs in the matter of hours for only 5 Ethereum profit, like, is that worth it? Is that worth it to like create all this artificial volume and noise in this space for 5 ETH? Profit's profit. I get that, but this is in my opinion, I think it's to the detriment of this ecosystem.
For the rest of us, I agree completely. Yeah, I heard somebody talking about the whole wash trading thing on Blur in another space 2 or 3 days ago, and they were all over it. And they ended with a small caveat, which flipped it all to like, this is not for the lighthearted, and it's not for anybody who's new to the system. You got to have massive bags, and you're not going to expect a massive return, but you're definitely going to get some return. So I'm personally not a fan.
Absolutely. I think, listen, there are a lot of other options for trading platforms out there. I get what they're trying to accomplish, right? There are whales. It is probably just a platform that's going to appeal to the whales and like the absolute degens. But there are other options out there. I think, obviously OpenSea has got its problems. You got X2Y2 or XY, whatever it is. I've never used that one. Looks Rare I've used. But I'm more looking forward to some of the other marketplaces that are coming out. Specifically, we are working on one, Meme NFT, but I think the whole idea, and the whole idea is not to shill that, but the whole idea is there are other options that are going to be beneficial to people like you and I. I don't trade $4 million worth of NFTs in 24 hours. I probably never will. I'd like to buy things that I like to see, or if I want to get into a community, I want to support a friend or someone in this space that I want to collaborate. That's what I use NFTs for. And so there are better options for people like us. I think that what we said a second ago. This is not good for this ecosystem. You find these people that they have a lot of money and they exploit it. And it makes us all look bad. I mean, if you're just a regular person and you're reading this shit and then you say like, oh, like, well, then you got to go, well, what's wash trading? And then you find out that it's all just scammy shit. Like, it's not good for us. It's not good for our ecosystem. That's my opinion.
It's not, but it's interesting that it's in the news because sometimes some news is better than no news. So
that's true. And I will agree with you on that point. I started a few weeks ago to really, I wanted to create some more content, do some really short clips about the news. I will tell you, like the last week and a half, the news is not newsworthy. There's nothing really good to report on. So instead of just doing shitty news stories, we're just not doing it. But we're still here. We're still doing the space and all that stuff. But I just think this is a bad news cycle. So instead of trying to fabricate things or make shit up, just leave it where it is. We'll be back.
Shout out to you for that, because some people they will go and make up content when there's nothing real there, and that's how we end up with some of this drama in the spaces. I'm like, grow up, find something real to talk about. So credit to you for that.
Well, I appreciate that. It's I think it's better as opposed to cutting a couple videos with maybe bullshit message. Let's just have more Twitter spaces where we can engage in conversations, and maybe something way more beneficial to more people will come out of it. I think that's the right move.
Absolutely. I just realized while you were talking about this, I think Blur does fill a gap in the market, but it's a gap that very few people deal with that I know of. It's basically NFTs for day traders. Folks who sit in front of charts and 14 screens looking for just little bits of profit here and there that they can pick up without much trouble. And it's just the NFT version of that. That's about all I can think of about that.
Yeah, man. I tell you, like watching some of these crazy wallets, like the people that because I'm subscribed to IC Tools. It's probably not the best. Like it used to be really, really good back in the day. I think I don't know. I think some of the information might be kind of skewed that comes through there, but I enjoy to watch. And they have a section where you can watch like the big wallets and the trading that they do, and it's insane, absolutely crazy. It is insane, but I do enjoy to watch it. But I know it's probably not the best for the entire ecosystem.
Hey, I'm just getting this tweet put together. So quick reset the room really quick, and I'll be right back.
Yeah. So, I want to take this opportunity here. I want to say some big shout outs to some people in the room. Shout out to the Champagne Wives Club. Everybody definitely get down there, tap in with Gary. He's absolutely incredible, putting together something really amazing. So guys, definitely tap in. And I also seen, oh man, darn it, Kitten, I saw your NFT print. Now it's gone. Kitten had a new Twitter page that I've seen in here, so I was going to tell everybody to make sure they tapped in with us. So be on the lookout for Kitten's. I think it was called Print NFT, I believe is what I think it was called there. I was taking a look at it. And shouts out to everybody in the room, man. We had some super dope people there. T-Banks down there, Falquar, man, Corey. There's the Web3 breakfast in the skulls. That's dope. Hey, Carrie, what's going on? Good to see you. Joy Ride, man. So many of the fam hanging out today, man. Appreciate each and every one of you. But while Day is doing that, Young Ada, are you a part of Future Fest?
No, sir, not at all. And
Oh,
I have a I have a very, very small bag. I only have 2 of their little bots. I just think that it's a great project. And I like telling other people and other spaces when I see people really building true value, not just, oh, I got a PFP and a flip for you. I mean, that's great, like if that's what you want to do with your Tuesday. But if you're trying to like find new communities, find people that are really building with things that are on Web 2 and bringing them into Web 3 spaces. I like this one. They've got a lot of support from the Unity team. They're building everything in house, so they don't have they're not burning a lot of money. They were in the virtual reality space before they started doing these digital concerts. So they've just been doing everything right, and I just don't feel like they get any love. So anytime somebody starts bringing up gaming and gaming developers and people that are building, I like to toss their name in the hat.
no, most definitely. I have a Future Fest, man, and I've only went to one show, and it was amazing. The shit was so dope. I just never went back. And I think that is like a big problem across the board. You know what I mean? Like, you're absolutely right. I'm glad you posted that up there. I'm definitely going to reach into my Future Fest and see if I can't, get in touch with some of those people over there, because I'd love to do something with them. That is a really, really dope project.
Yeah, I mean, one of their first like big concerts was with Cascade, and that was the one I pinned to the top. That's a big artist. That's somebody that's like I think he's got a Grammy and shit. So it's like, when you're bringing people like that into your space to do concerts, I think that speaks a lot. You're obviously able to tap into that other market. And they've got a big thing coming up on 420 on April 20th. They're going to be working with another project and doing this thing called a farmer's market. So if anybody has ever been to a produce market or ever been to like swap meet, there's people with their own each individual booth, and you can walk up and talk to them, right? Oh, what kind of tomatoes you got? Oh, that's really nice sugar cane you got over there, whatever. So they're going to do kind of that kind of a vibe in this digital space, and creators of other projects will have their own booth. And because the video game has near field communication, you can be running around with your bot and you can go run over to your booth, so like a Jade Chains has his own booth. You can go run over there and sit there and just chat with him, shoot the shit, talk to him about what he's building. And then when you get done with that conversation, you take your little bot and you run over to Clay Nate, like some other project, and you're talking with their team. I think shit like that is cool, man. Being able to bring multiple community together all in one place and have them showcase what they're building. That's what it's about, man. Like, that's really the next iteration of how we bring this whole thing together. So yeah, they're doing big things. Tap in, I love that project. I think they're doing a great thing for Web3.
Love it, love it, love it. All right, up in the nest, everybody. I did pin that post. We are running a giveaway. Thank you, Lady Boss Nat, for digging into your wallet to give away a Puff Up Panda with a pizza. It only makes sense on a pizza day. Rules are very simple. Follow Lady Boss Nat, retweet the post, tag 3 friends down below. And then we'll run that Twitter picker tonight. I will either live stream it or just record it and then and post it sometime this evening. Looking at the schedule, I don't know if there's any late night Twitter spaces that I'm aware of that I'm in, but we'll figure it out. But that will be run tonight, so get in on that. Tag your friends, get this thing going, and let's give away a Puff Puff Panda today. So again, Lady Boss Nat, thank you so much for doing that.
Absolutely. My pleasure, for sure. I seen that. I was looking through my wallet. I'm like, oh my gosh, I do have one with the pizza. Definitely got to do that one and give back to the community that I love so much. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for showing up every day. I really appreciate it. I know sometimes it can get hard out here, especially in these bearish times. Sometimes I call them building times, like we all do. But I appreciate everybody showing up every day, and that's what it takes. And love all of you. And I'm always just a DM away. If anybody ever needs anything, you already know I'm here for whatever you all need.
I love that. Lady Boss, we love you too. The Web3 Breakfast community literally is like the coolest community. And you guys will notice on the Twitter spaces, that anytime I put together a Twitter space, you know how you can pick those little categories. I think the only ones that I'll usually ever do are NFTs, mindful wellness, digital creators. That one, the third one may change to whatever, but you see the middle one, mindful wellness. And like what Lady Boss Nat said, is that always just a DM away. But in these spaces, if you're not, you don't want to do the DM thing, or you can't, you don't get what you want trying to reach out to someone else, you come here. Tell someone about that. Say, this is where you can come and you can get some mindful wellness. This is where we're going to talk. We've got positivity. We've got a community of people who are not only amazing thought leaders, they've got fantastic perspectives, but it's truly that we're a community. We build this together. We talk about things. We collaborate. I'll tell you what, I am so happy that this community that we're building is as fucking dope as we are. I love you all. Let's grow.
No, Jay, we couldn't be more fortunate, And listen, we'll have a little moment here, a little sappy moment. But no, this is for real. It's a great time to be alive. It's a hard time to be in the market, but when you have good community and good leaders, you know what I'm saying, you can get it through. Being overseas, it sucks, but you can really get through with the people around you when you lock arms and you share in the good times. You put your head down, you put work in when it's time to work, and you let your hair down when it's time to let your hair down. That's what it's all about, bro. We appreciate you.
That's it takes that community, and that's one of the most important things I think about Web3, right, is that it is a community building, but it is it's a community effort. We had said this maybe a few weeks ago, when we were or when I was making my kind of decision of what to do, when the big pivot, when I left Hit Network last year, it was all right, I'm going to go out on my own. I'm going to be a one-man wolf pack. I'm going to get this done. And very quickly into that, I realized, no, that ain't it. That's not it. No, it's a team effort. It's a community. So we put together this amazing team that When Media is, but we've gotten so much bigger than just our core team in just a short amount of time, because what we did was we reached into our networks. We put all of our networks together. And you guys saw the first mega space that we did for When Media, that thing, when we ended, there was 1,000, 1,200 listeners. I think at one point, congruence or whatever that is, we had several hundred people in the space at one time. And that to me is the power of what Web3 is, and the ability to connect with our communities. And, if you were to look into your crypto wallet or into your NFT wallet, those are all access to communities that you have. Find a way to put those together. If you're a creator, if you're a builder, if you're doing something in this space and you don't know how to reach out to people, well, you missed the mark on that, because that's your community right there.
I'm not sure anybody could have said it much better. I mean, a year ago, 2 years ago, it was all everybody for themselves. Scribble something down, chuck it up on the blockchain, boom, $1 million. All the people running it for themselves have left, and everybody who's here realized that this is not a single player game. We can't do it ourselves. There's not a snowball's chance in hell any one of us is going to succeed individually. We got to put our heads together and make this happen. And that's when people realize that, hey, these people are a lot more like I am. I like what they're saying. Let's go play together. It's just like kids on a playground. 2 kids playing in a corner, 50 people on the playground. You give it 20 minutes, everybody's playing the same game. That's what we're doing. Everybody's bringing their own their own take on things, their own information, their own understanding of how this world works, putting it all together. And I mean, I'm telling you, we're setting a massive table for a hell of a banquet. And sooner or later, every one of us is going to sit down and enjoy the spoils of our labor.
Think of how cool that scene would actually be, if we could rent out. I mean, you would have to rent out a massive convention center, and you just have a train of tables lined together, a banquet, a feast of Web3 kings and queens. That would just be a sight to see. Really quick, I see something that came in about the giveaway. If you do want to join the giveaway, all you got to do is go up to the nest, go up to the pin post. You'll see the rules up there. All you got to do is follow Lady Boss Nat, retweet that particular post that's got the Puff Puff Panda, and then down below in the comment section, just tag a couple friends or put a comment in there, tag it, whatever you want to do. But most importantly, in order to qualify, I mean, do those things so you can get more people involved in it. But it'll be a Twitter picker, and Twitter picker solely relies on the retweet. So make sure you retweet that sucker.
I also want to give out a shout out to you, Jay Chains, for sure, for um, giving a platform, you know, where we can all come together and get together every morning. Because honestly, I really do appreciate it. Like, I look forward to this every morning. It's like, oh, can't wait for Web3 breakfast, you know, like, and I love it so much. And I just, oh man, I'm really appreciative that, oh man, I don't want to cry, but I'm just really appreciative of it that, you know, because it's hard out here. You know, you got to take the time out to, you know, I just really appreciate that you take the time out to, I can't even get my words together. I just really appreciate that you take the time out to, out of your day to have these every day, you know, to give us a platform and for everybody to get together. And this is such a wonderful community that I'm just happy to be a part of it. And I just want to thank you for having this every day. And then everybody showing up every day. I love it. It's great. Thank you.
My goodness, Lady Boss Nat, I appreciate you. I'm so glad, you know, that you are part of this community. Everybody that's part of this community, this is what it's about. It's about people getting together, and if it's, you know, this is how you start your day. I mean, it is in the morning, so it's, you know, for most people how we start the day. But if it is, you know, something that, you know, there's takeaways, there's value in it, there's something that you get out of it that maybe, you know, gives you a little bit positive spark to your day. That's literally all we can ask for. You know, that we are, in my opinion, you know, we are the positive beacon, like you said, in a dark time. It's a build market, it's a bear market. I've been through several of these. You know, usually the salt levels that you see are way higher. Usually the capitulation happens at a different rate. I'm really thankful that we still have a good community, you know, not just here, but just the broader sense, right? Like, you still see projects doing mints, and you still see, you know, a lot of groups getting together and collaboration and mega spaces and all that stuff. And, you know, to me, that is something that we have not seen. I have not seen in a build market before. And I think that we owe that to what this whole Web3 movement is. You know, we get this opportunity to join up with each other. We get this opportunity to build platforms, services, products, all that stuff. We get this opportunity to link up in real life at conferences where we can network and make connections and really learn the people that we're hanging out with, doing business with, and building this entire ecosystem. This is fantastic. I do want to give anybody that is up on the stage an opportunity to give a closing thought for today before we shut this one down. There is an 11 o'clock space that I've got to get to, the NFT AV space. And then I'll post some tweets out in a little bit. There's a couple things I got going on, but I will be back in a second unless nobody has any final thoughts today.
Yeah, I just gotta say, you know, I spent 7 hours in an ER last night, and it's spaces like this that hold my head up because it's my people. I don't have a lot of people where I live that I can have conversations like this with and talk about all this cool shit and expand my brain, my mind. So I was looking forward to. I wanted to get on a space earlier with another one, but didn't make it. Just knocked out. So I just want to say thank you for you and everybody else in this space who's willing to stand up and share everything they know and make this happen.
Yeah, Nat, I'm not gonna lie. I was I was laying in bed. It was like my alarm went off at 9:30. Then my alarm went off at 9:45. Then my alarm went off at 9:55. And my alarm went off at 10. I was like, man, I can't do this. Like, I just gotta call it. And I was like, no, you know what? We have to show up. If nothing else, we just have to show up. Just get up, get to the office, put the phone on, and just that's it. And you know, definitely, you know, hearing everything you said, that definitely makes it worth it. You know, because it just goes to show that we are having an effect on each other's lives. You know, we are the top 10 people that we spend the most time around, and that makes it totally worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be more blessed than the team that's around me. You know, Seven and Jay Chains and Fully Vox and Carmen and Chris D and the whole Win Media team and the meme NFTs, you know, and everybody here. You know, like, it's crazy. Like, I've never been pushed so hard in my entire life. You know, even when I was overseas, man, you know, like, I had never worked so hard, but it's being around just incredible people who are extremely smart. That's I know it pushes me, man. I hope it pushes each and every one of you, man. If you don't have your people, definitely tap in, stay here. You know what I'm saying? We'll continue to push you. You know what I'm saying? We'll lock arms with you. That's what it's all about. You get to come here, be yourself. We eat pizza for breakfast. Jay's probably having a beer right now. It's Friday, so he can let his hair down a little bit. And that's what it's about, guys. Friday, we got the weekend. Make sure you do something absolutely incredible for yourself this weekend, or someone else, But definitely give yourself some love first, man. And that's where it all begins, guys. So we appreciate you being here and can't wait till Monday.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Well, if you came up and talked on stage or if you just sat and listened in the crowd, doesn't matter. Thank you for being part of the Web3 Breakfast community. You guys are the true heroes. All I do is hit start. It's the community that makes this whole thing happen. So make sure you guys tap in again at some point. What do we got? Again, there's a space I'm going to hop into after this, and then we're going to do Golden Baboons today. It may start at noon. It may start at 1. I got to reach out to those guys to see what time we want to kick that thing off. There is Grandma Ape Spa Club this afternoon. So shout out to everybody that is out here working, grinding, doing their thing. Appreciate you. We do have some awesome people in the crowd. Carrie, Champagne Wives Club, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody that is here, I appreciate you. Remember, by pushing boundaries, exploring new opportunities, and asking tough questions, we're going to create a better future for ourselves and the generations to come. So push forward, keep learning, keep discovering, and the possibilities will be endless. I'm excited to see where this journey takes us for Web3 Breakfast, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If we don't see each other in another space until then, I will see you Monday at 10 a.m. for more Web3 Breakfast. Have a wonderful weekend. Eat some pizza, drink some beer. I got a bottle of Elijah Craig with my name on it, and I'll see you guys next time.